Man,
That's
his cousin.
that's all bad right there.
Yeah, let me see. I hit record.
Okay.
All right, man. Hold on, let me get. Look, I got a rhyme up. That's a good thing when you go into the notes and the first thing that pop up is a rhime. So
There
stands
it
on,
is.
stands on the job.
There it
Man, I love
is.
my notes.
Got some
I got
new hot
like
tea.
1,000 rhymes. I had to retrieve them from the deletion trash.
Nice sip.
And that
And
shit
we're
had me
going to
thinking.
start in 3, 2, 1. What's up, y'all? It's your main man, Jay Sands on Sports, hip hop and sports entertainment at its finest. That's right, y'all. The big kid is at it again. Season 7, the God season. And this is episode 116. And yeah, man, we wanted to get back in the booth, give people some content, you know what I mean? Because we feel like we have voices and this is a good time for black men to speak, at least among each other, and y'all can hear that conversation. So, oh fuck, man, you know what I didn't do, man? Today in sports history. Hold on, we wilding,
Remember,
We
we
wilding real,
wilding.
real bad with that one.
Yeah, well, man, hey, Kyle, what did
what
I
up?
do? What did I just do that I could have been doing this?
Mm. Was you
Oh yeah.
rolling up or something?
I know
Yeah,
this
that
is insane.
bullshit.
I know where this is headed. I think I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
some.
yeah, 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 yeah. So a
No, we don't
lot
need
of amazing
some
shit.
violence.
Hold on. Get
Mm.
money too. Hold on.
Hopefully it's something Pittsburgh related.
Nah, we're gonna see. It ain't gonna be more events in sports. Oh, okay, okay.
I got an idea.
Nah, later for that. Later for that. Cleveland Cavs played their first game today.
Okay.
Damn, that might be the shit. That might that might be that
So
might be.
no Bengals,
Oh
no Bengals.
no,
No,
Daryl,
right now.
hold on. Matter of fact, I got my shit on. See, I got
Mm.
my shit on.
I
LA
see.
Dodgers World Series championship. And again, my dad was in the farm system of the Dodgers with Dusty Baker. I can always say that shit. My dad was in the farm
Mm.
system with Dusty
Okay.
Baker. So
Okay.
I'm a Dodger baby and I can wear Dodger shit anytime I want. So anyway, today is the day Daryl Strawberry went back to the Dodgers. I actually remember that moment. That was big. Him and Eric Davis. I think it was him and didn't Eric? You're in Cincinnati. Didn't Eric Davis go back to the Dodgers with Daryl Strawberry? It was a big
Yeah.
thing. They both
Yeah.
going back to L.A. Yeah, I remember that. So today in sports history, Daryl Strawberry went back to the Dodgers, and shout out to them again for being world champions. And to start the joint off, we just want to see how everybody's doing, man. I ain't talked to Kyle. I ain't talked to Kyle in a couple months. I ain't talked to Cuz. Cuz been doing this. So what's up, man? How y'all doing, man? Let's start with Tyre, man. What's going on?
I feel fantastic. You know what I mean? I've been again getting up in the mornings, get my little 3 mile walk, 3 mile
Mm,
run in. I've been juicing. I got my favorite juice brewing. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I get the ginger, the green apples, the
Wow.
celery, the parsley. Sprinkle a little what do you call that? Red
A little
uh
Fire?
cayenne.
yeah, cayenne. I put a little
Yeah.
cayenne on that
Yeah.
joint. Woo! Start my morning out right. Again, with all that's going on, you know what I mean, the low vibrating energy. I'm just I'm trying to stay above it and stay studied up. Uh, make sure I build with like-minded people and also chat it up with people that not so like-minded, so I don't stay stagnated. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on over this side.
I did that. What's up with you, Kyle? David
Yo,
Smith
peace, peace, peace.
Jr.
Hey man, I'm on the same vibe right now, man. Getting up, working out every day, juicing daily. Me and wifey trying to, just big up, just make everything bigger and bigger and bigger, more positive, and staying sucker free and getting ready for 2025. We got a lot of work to do, but most importantly, man, just staying, blessed up, praying up, and thinking about our loved ones and spending less time focused on nonsense. Because,
Yeah.
we go into the season, there's a lot of chaos or supposed chaos and what everybody's expecting to happen. But we got to take care of right now. So, yeah, man, we've been juicing, same, a lot of spinning and working out every day, man. So that's what it is right now. Taking care of my baby, my daughter, and yeah, man. Damn.
That's a great question. And check this out. I knew I was coming on the show. At least I know I know I was coming on the show with you two. So I did work the fuck out today. I fucking rode the bike to the gym and did the treadmill, then rode the bike back. Yo, check. So I knew that was gonna be a question I was gonna ask y'all. Did y'all work out today? But I already know the question. Y'all niggas get it in, and that's a good. I get it in too though. But yeah. That's definitely a good question. I'm cool, man. Little injury, tendonitis in the elbow, like you hit the garage door opener. That's shit. So therefore, my golf career, I think I'm just gonna put it on hold. I was chasing some PGA shit, but I'm gonna put it on hold until next spring. No more swinging the club unless some exotic trip come up, and I can't say no. But I think I'm gonna take it easy on the golf, which means more beats. More beat downs on PlayStation, all y'all niggas online.
Hey.
On that and yeah. But I'm good, man. Just had the physical, all that shit. So I got that out the way this year. And
Nice.
yeah, man, business is going great. But thank God business is going great. And yeah, man, no complaints. No complaints at all. And at this time, you gotta think, man, who the hell gonna listen anyway?
Right.
Y'all motherfuckers jump off the podcast if I start complaining too, but man, we all this motherfucker says.
We came too far, bro.
Yeah. So anyway, man, check this out, Kyle. You're not familiar with how we've upgraded. We kind of like went to the Balenciaga private room at Louis type level of Sands on Sports now. So we do things at a higher level than you ever seen before. So what you're hearing now, oh my God, the battery. Oh, what you're hearing now means we got the buzzer and we're out of the first quarter and we're going into the second quarter, man. Now, starting the second quarter, I wanted to ask y'all, brother, at least I know how me and Tyre feel, but really, how do you feel, Mr. Cincinnati, about your NFL team right now?
Man,
tough game. That's a tough game.
It's a lot of games, bro. And you know what, man? Real talk. I'm not even mad at Joe and Jabbar. They breaking records and Trey Hendrickson. Like, yeah, we got some really nice pieces. Set them free. If you're not going to invest, and it's the same story year after year, man. So I think Cincinnati, we collectively, we sick of it, man. It's just critical beat down each year, dog. Yeah, but there's limits of hope. We went to the Super Bowl. We need a chip. So it's difficult to speak on it right now, man. I'm still in mourning. Last night hurt. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. Y'all went for 2, right?
Yeah. A few times.
I don't sleep. Hey, Jay says bedtime is about 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Jason. So usually I miss the end of these games. So I missed the end, man. I've missed so many great endings in the last year because my fucking bedtime is 9 o'clock, dude. Yeah, so I missed it.
Yeah, we getting old. I would be right with you on that if I wasn't on the left coast. You know what I'm saying? That 3-hour difference. You know what I mean? So
10 o'clock hit you like a fucking Mack truck, like. Dude, lay fuck down, man.
Slobbering. But that game hurt me. I wanted Cincy to pull that out, man. I was just like,
yeah, me too. Because I'm in Baltimore with these fuckers. So yeah, I want Baltimore to lose. You know what I mean?
And I'm sick of the excuses though. The referees 1 week, face mask, they can call. Yeah, what, man? Just win the fucking game. 4 o'clock management, bad decisions. By the coach. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why we ain't win. We scored 30 points 3 times to keep.
Hey, Cal, check this out. I'm gonna be 100, man. I'm listening to you. I hear half the things you're saying, but are you talking through your earbuds?
Yeah. You having trouble hearing me right now?
Can you talk through your computer?
Yeah, I can talk to this.
Yeah. You're getting high tech over there, but it's going in and out, and we're not hearing everything you're saying. So I've seen the joints where they had the hit like I was just watching what's the DJ that he's real positive and DJ Cassidy. I was just watching his video and yeah, man, shit, they got headphones on that, but it's not sounding good. What you sound like now? Let me see what you sound like
Yeah,
now.
we a little better. We back. We in effect.
Man, that's sweet money right there. That's what we talking about, man. You
All right,
know
man.
what I mean?
We back.
Yeah. So hey Tyre, I downloaded Chat GPT too. I just downloaded. I don't know what the fuck.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Chat GPT?
I downloaded it. I haven't opened it.
Oh, you ain't opened it yet? Oh,
No,
okay.
I ain't opened it. Hopefully, it's somebody that can do my laundry and wash the dishes. Hopefully, GPT can come with that solution. I'm gonna invest. Motherfucker, wash the dishes and fold my laundry. Please, somebody.
Real.
Well, I mean, Microsoft owns a percentage of that. I think it was like 40% of it. Yeah, you definitely want to expose yourself to the AI space, and anything that you find yourself doing a Google search on, just use that platform, and it's going to really give you finite data. You know what I mean? If you were to say, write out a paragraph and say, hey, write this professionally for me, it'll do that for you. It's just, if you're not using AI these days, at some point you're going to fall way behind because everybody's going to have to use it.
Yeah.
I used it for my baseball camp. The first time I ever used it, Eventbrite, they gave you, do you want to write a bio about what you're doing, or do you want AI to write it? I have AI, nigga, please. that shit was smooth. It was like I wrote, yeah. So it was like I wrote it and Obama proofread it. Like that shit was amazing. So I'm with the matter of fact, I'm with the AI. So I will investigate the Chat GPT more. I think somebody posted about a resume, and that was a recommendation that I made. That hey man, you might want to try AI. And, that's the new wave. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing with it. That's a good thing with AI. The other stuff, I really can't say. But yo, check this out real quick. We're going out of the second quarter, and we're going into halftime. And next week there's a big fight. Mike Tyson's jumping back in the ring. Now check this out. I don't want to just talk about that fight, man. For real, it's going to be cool. It's going to be an event. I'm going to watch it. But Mike Tyson as a whole, from when I was in high school to now, humongous. Mike Tyson has always been box office. He's always been, even when he was at his lowest, he was still like a draw as far as what it relevance, because he could knock you the fuck out. Hey, motherfucker, the motherfucker can knock you the fuck out is always relevant. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I'm just I don't know. As a fan of his, always been a fan. I've never not been a fan of Mike. Even when he went to jail, I was still a Mike Tyson fan. I wanted to see him get through whatever he was getting through and get back in the ring and beat up Buster Douglas. I wanted him to beat up Buster Douglas. You know what I mean? So I always wished the best for Mike Tyson because I'm a fan. I'm a fanboy. I'm a fanboy of Mike Tyson. I fuck with Mike. So at this point in life, if because I don't think he needs the money, Mike Tyson.
Nah.
money. Mike Tyson. They said something like Mike Tyson. I not counting pockets, but they said Mike Tyson hundreds of thousands every month in the cannabis industry alone. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, man.
They don't
So
need the bread.
honestly, I'm just happy to see Mike. Maybe this type of event with somebody as big as Jake Paul will make kids go back and research Mike Tyson because really, one thing I went to the Tower Show in Brooklyn last weekend, and it was it's kids. This movement for society and culture and health and survival is about these kids, bro. These uh, you get old and you think that you're old and you have power because you have you have a house, you have stability, you have things going on, but these kids have numbers like you see sea of kids, and yeah, man, it's amazing, and I hate when we as adults silence that movement. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Even with hip hop, I rather not listen to it than diss it.
Then diminish it. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's the
Like I always say, I don't listen to that young boy shit, like all that King Von shit and all that shit. But guess what? It's a warning, motherfucker. Let you know these young niggas will fucking pull up on you and get it cracking. So if anything, take these lyrics because they living it out. So if anything, you might not listen to the music, but you better listen to the
respected. Yeah.
music.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're able to be in those circles, is to give some insight, give some wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're doing well for yourself, and say pull cats to the side. They may not, a lot of these dudes be having yes men around them constantly. You know what I mean? So it's good to pull, like, yo, let me pull you to the side real quick, man. I see what you're doing. I can respect what you're doing. But at the end of the day, I've been out here. Here's some other avenues that you can consider. You know what I'm saying? And from my experiences, because I do some volunteering weekly, and a lot of these young dudes, once they get a feel of who you are, they listen. You know what I mean? They may not implement it right away, but if they find themselves in a scenario, it always pops up in the subconscious. They say, yo, Jay Sands is telling me about that. Cal was telling me about that. Tahir was telling me about that. You know what I mean? And the more that they do that, the more they come back for like more insight, or they're just willing to sit and chop it up with you. You know what I mean? So,
And they just like us. I mean, they are us,
that
We got to
part.
remind ourselves that it wasn't that long ago. We were them, right?
That part.
We can't, and it's too much fear mongering and agendas, and people get, with social media especially, we get oversaturated with so much information that people forget how to put things in perspective. So you're right, man. We got to invest time to let these kids know, like, man, we love y'all, man. Yo, you my little brother, man. Look, dude, you tripping. Stop being influenced by everything around you and set some boundaries and get some self-discipline. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, it is our responsibility, because who else is going to do it? Because who did it for us? Our uncles, our big brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
Absolutely.
which one are we going to be? So yeah, I agree. Definitely, man. That's dope. That's really dope.
So y'all remember when Mike Tyson beat Buster Douglas?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Buster Douglas. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Buster Douglas in Tokyo.
Douglas beat
Buster
Mike.
beat, knocked him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sad.
I think I teared up when that happened.
It was
When
sad.
he was on the ground, he was reaching for the mouthpiece. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, are you kidding me?
Hey, but Buster was focused, man. You got to give him his props, man. Like that 30 for 30, that special they did, it said a lot about where Buster was at. And about the human spirit, man. He was dude that just lost his I think he lost his grandmother or whoever raised him or whatever. And dude was so determined to prove like, I'm not, what y'all say I am. I'm the champ, And Tyson went unprepared on any given night, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
He was blowing coke. Hey, look, check this out. I was in like Kyle, I was in Columbus when that shit happened. And I watched him. Even when I was at UC, I think when I was at UC, that's when the Buster Douglas video game came out. I think, you know.
Oh yeah, right. I remember that joint.
That joint was dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think my best Mike Tyson moment is when he knocked out. He had a lot of great knockouts, but the 71-second knockout of Michael Spinks, that was probably my best. Because everybody was mad because that's kind of when it was like it really went to, oh man, you spent all this money on Mike Tyson fight only last 90 seconds. That's when I just like started like,
yeah, man.
But the excitement. What's y'all best Mike Tyson moment?
I mean, I like, you know, the Shannon Briggs fight, Trevor Burbank.
Ooh,
you know,
yeah, he fought.
Yeah, man, he's pretty bad, dude. But I think my all-time outside of the Michael Spinks knockout was the knockout of Riddick Bowe. I mean, excuse me, not Riddick Bowe. Pardon yourself. Larry Holmes, when the greatest, the GOAT of all GOATs, Muhammad Ali, specifically requested he put a beating on this dude just for what he did to him when he was at the end of his career. Yeah. And then Mike just, and you know, Larry Holmes is a great fighter, man, but you know, he caught one that day, dude. So yeah, that knockout was nasty. That was brutal.
I gotta agree with the Larry Holmes joint right there. Yeah, that was a very special fight for me. Just seeing a young man just pick somebody who's been in the game, respected, and he was respectful after that fight. I always liked his humbleness. You know, we all see nasty Iron Mike, but there was moments where, you know what I mean, like he got into his Allah thing, you know what I'm saying? Like being around those 5%ers, you know what I mean? He was being very respectful. I always dig a person who is a master at their craft, but when they finish, it's a humble energy. So that definitely stands out to me. And then seeing Mike now, yo, like outside of just fighting, you know, going through everything that he went through, you know, being a person that lived on the street, had to fight for everything he got, finding love essentially through pigeons, you know what I'm saying, to being where he is now. Again, a humble spirit, trying to drop as much wisdom out here. That is to see that total 180 from where he was to where he is now. It's just that impacts my spirit. I actually love that.
Did y'all see the Ebro clip when he was like, "Yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Yeah, so what? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?"
So how are you replying when Mike says that? When Mike says, "Yeah, I'm voting for Trump," because we didn't vote. I mean, we didn't vote. So what are y'all saying to Mike when Mike says, "Yeah, I vote for Trump"? What you gonna do?
Hey man, you're entitled to vote whoever you want to.
Same you voted, Mike.
Hey man, I'm not. First of all, I'm not trying to beef with Mike. You vote for Trump, I'm looking at you like, hey, what's going on? But I get it. You know, he in a different tax bracket, so he has his own reasons for why he does what he does.
I might say some slick.
I don't know, fam. I wouldn't. I mean, we're not a monolith. At the end of the day, everybody has their reasons for voting. We live in America. We don't live in like North Korea or the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we really need to do is allow people to, whatever they're passionate about, whatever, there's some type of policy, whatever it is, like we would be much more respected in the world of government, just being a group of people that stood on some tangibles versus symbolism, and somebody pandering to us. You know what I'm saying? We can create coalitions that way. You know what I'm saying? Getting like-minded people together. You know what I mean? If it's a 100,000 over here, that say, hey, we want reparations, let them stand on that. Over here, like, hey, we want free education, let them stand on that. For whatever reason they, again, I'm rambling, but I wouldn't say nothing to Mike. Plus the nigga knock your ass out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want no problems with Mike at all.
Yeah, but
I don't want
leave Mike alone, dude. Prove it to me
Hey,
time.
Mark, we can all agree to vote that no Mike Tyson beef. That's we can agree to vote. And speaking of voting, we're gonna go into the election, fellas, because that's probably one of the main reasons I wanted to just grab. Because honestly, I mean, well, matter of fact, we'll get y'all first, man. What are y'all thoughts on the election that just went down?
Man.
Y'all tight. Y'all tight.
I mean, it's something. It's nothing we don't already know that this country is a bunch of racists voted for Trump. Shout out. Hey, you know what, B? I gotta tell you, I've been thinking about them albums, them covers, man, because that's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? You ain't black if you don't vote for Biden, and a bunch of racists voted for Trump. And we know what America is. But on the flip side of that, this could be a blessing in disguise because we know who the enemy is, so to speak, right? It's a time for empowerment, just like you asked earlier, what are you doing with your time? Now's really the time to buckle down and be determined because these clowns, man, we know who they are, man. They misogynists, they sexist, they xenophobists, they racist, they all the above. And they can't come up with a reason why. They just been totally programmed into thinking this dude is some savior. So fuck them. After this election, it's not like the other choice was all that great for us either. You know what I'm saying? Don't try and play us like we don't know what super predators and shit. Like, come on, we know who implemented, the 3 strikes you out rules in California. Like, we know what time it is and how many black and brown people have been incarcerated in California alone. You know what I'm saying? So, point is, we got to stay focused. This might be the lesser of two evils because these are some fucking idiots, and that's how I feel about this shit.
And I think that's a good place for me to start is, the whole conversation about the lesser of two evils. That is problematic to me when people every 4 years or, whether we're talking about the primaries as well, they're selecting the lesser of the two evils instead of, again, creating coalitions of people, right, in your city that have certain ideologies, right, and beliefs and convictions, getting those people together to vote people out and vote people in that reflect your stance. You know what I'm saying? And that's on both sides of these parties because most Black people are conservative in their thoughts and ideologies, right?
Really true.
The only thing that's stopping us from jumping into that party is the people.
That's
so
right.
It's not the ideology. It's
not
the
apathy.
There you go.
That's on us. That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
What's the difference? We don't care no way. People writing in Young Thug and Gunna and fucking, Jay Sands in for president and shit. Like, come on, man.
Larry Hogan wrote in Ronald Reagan for president at the last 2020 election. He wrote in Ronald Reagan for president.
Here's the other thing. The Democrats threw Kamala to the wolves, right? She didn't have a whole lot of time to actually run a campaign, right? They didn't have in the primary, they were like, hey, we're gonna roll out this old ass man who we know is senile and falling apart. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run him again. You know what I'm saying? And they so they dropped the ball there. They dropped the ball with the LGBTQ stuff, like with the pronouns, you know what I'm saying, and putting tampons in boys' bathrooms and so a lot of people are like, yo, like, hold on, this is a bit too left, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can get married and love who you want to love, but then y'all want to, with the trans thing, you know what I'm saying? And you got 12 and 11-year-old kids who they say they should be able to transition without the approval of their parents and all that type of stuff like that. You're dealing with the Bible Belt at the end of the day. These are very religious people, and a lot of people care about their children. Like, y'all keep that shit with the adults. Stop fucking with our kids. You know what I'm saying? So,
but intolerance, we live in look at the world, man. Intolerance still has no place. Because if you're intolerant of them, you're intolerant of me. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't think that's cool, period. Like, these people need to change how they thinking, because nothing's gonna make transgender people or whoever the population of people is, nothing's gonna make them stop being who they are.
No. I don't have a problem with transgenders. I got family and friends who are trans, but I'm talking about children. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I think if someone's a child who's trans, then when you tell that whether they're a woman or whoever they believe they are, you know what I'm saying, is, hey, before you get to cutting on yourself, you gotta give yourself some time to think about things. Because when I was 11, 12, I didn't know, man. I didn't know if my head was screwed on and off from time.
The environmental manipulation didn't exist. And now we see it in real time. This is environmental manipulation, if you ask me, of our genetics.
Going to the person you think you are. Give yourself time.
It's so deep out here, man. We didn't grow up like this because this wasn't what it was. Now it is.
Had to hide that shit, man. It was like that. Motherfuckers had to hide that shit.
Not to this level, bro.
No. I had cousins that showed up to family functions dressed as women. I had, cousin Puddin.
I'm not saying it didn't occur, of course, but
it
seems to be more prevalent in there. And we eat a lot of preservatives, right? We eat a lot of craziness. So whatever, though.
Yeah. Hey. Well, let me spin this real quick, man, because this, looking at all the numbers from the selection, and I keep hearing Black people are 12% of the population, 12% of the population. Now, I won't put this to you guys because I want to ask: do you think we're asking for too much, only being 12%? Like if I had a record deal, I own a record label or any business. If I have a business and I own 70% of the business, I own that shit, and the motherfucker who only has 12% interest is trying to voice more like, hey, motherfucker, you just supposed to be handling that. You only got 12%. Why are you so loud? But I understand why because it's just so much injustice to be in that 12%. But I'm just saying that if it was a business or just looking at something and I'm saying you're only 12%, are we asking too much being such a low percentage in this society, in this country?
So that's a great question. At the end of the day, I mean, we looking at about 50 million Black American people here in America. We tend to, past 60 years, right? We voted Democrat, right, at like 85, 90% clips, right? And they actually depend on that, whether it's 13, 12, or 15%, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't fill out that paperwork for the census. I feel like if they need that percentage, then God, we better get our quid pro quo on. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we need things. And that's what this whole politic thing is about, is if I need something and I'm watching you give it to other people, and if I'm only 15%, 12%, I gotta be able to use that percentage to create leverage for myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To get the things that I need. So to answer your question, I believe that for us, especially the way that we vote, we have a lot of leverage, you know what I mean, when it comes to our percentage, especially voting for the Democrats. They need that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, this is my thought then. That because I hate when this happens. It's like people try to plan the shit 4 years from now. Shouldn't the planning start today? So
Yes.
maybe so guess what? I think of the Tea Party. I remember the Tea Party came in a way and it didn't really have that much effect the first election, but that second election after Obama and all that, the Tea Party just so don't you think that it should start today? Whatever. Like I'm so with a black only political party. I'm so like what are we waiting for?
Agreed.
But I don't want to hear I don't want to hear the shit in 2020 fucking 8. I want to hear the shit now. Or you bring it to me 2020, I'm gonna say it's noise because we have a plan to do. We gotta vote for Biden. Who the fuck we gotta vote for? It's too late.
Right.
So that's always been my thing when people come up around election time with without a plan, and there's only one plan. There's only one decision to make because we didn't plan for 4 years. We didn't plan for 8 years. So I'm all about that type of planning, or all about following somebody who's doing that type of planning. You know what I mean? Because that's probably something I'm not gonna do myself. So, but that's my thought. Is like, yo, that shit has to start today. Whatever black people are trying to do. Okay, we got some black conservatives, some black liberals. We got somebody. Well, if we're going to come together, all that FBA, all that ADO, those shit. Okay, if we're all going to come together, we need to start today. The meetings, the marches, all that shit need to start today. Do not hit me in 2028 talking about we need to get down and fuck both parties, because then it's too late.
Yep.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Everything starts with your state. You know what I mean? Like who's your, who's the mayor? Who's the governor? Who's your city councilman? Those are the people that affect you.
Your U.S. representative, the one in your district, right?
Because you're in Cali, man. What's up with that slavery bill? You what the fuck?
Oh shit.
So what happened there is you had the Black Caucus, who the grassroots have been stumping pretty hard for reparations in California. We've been kind of leading the way when it comes to laying the groundwork for it. You know what I'm saying? The whole delineation from Caribbeans and Africans and people of color. Basically, there's a status called freedmen, right? Which is a term used in law for us. Even used during Reconstruction, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to addressing us, right? Because the thing that stopped reparations is the whole race thing, right? We can't just do something for a race of people. That would be against the Constitution, right? So you had freedmen. So what happened is you had a party, Democratic Party, who basically was like, yeah, okay, this is cool. Let's push this through. Let's push that through. You know what I mean? And then when it came down to voting on it, putting it on the table, a Republican basically called their bluff, the Black Caucus bluff, and said, hey, don't y'all want to put that reparations bill on the table? And they basically tossed it out. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Democrats did. So they were using it for a to get votes, basically. You know what I mean? So that's what happened to that bill. And that's why a lot of people out here were stumping pretty hard about trying to make sure that these Democrats burn. You know what I'm saying? Pay for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I could understand the energy wholeheartedly, especially if your community needs repair. You know what I'm saying? So again, I just want to make sure I answer your question. I don't want to get to a rant.
Really quickly, man, it's a great question. I believe that we do absolutely deserve more than 12% equity. We don't get that And there's also, we've been through, and I know other races and nationalities feel a certain type of way, but when you look at America being developed and established, the sugar industry, the cotton industry, the rice, the tobacco industry, all of these agricultural industries and farm acts where we weren't allowed to get, 40 acres and a mule, let alone a portion. People don't realize when they talk about welfare, the majority of that money goes to farmers through subsidies. You know what I'm saying? So again, we're still being disenfranchised, and they wonder why we're in the state we in. So yes, I feel like we deserve not only because financial empowerment is the only way to win in a consumerism-driven capitalist market. So yeah, we need some of that money because we made this motherfucker. The Asians need it. Like, yeah, we need it, and we need more than 12% because y'all wouldn't have. But see, I feel strongly about it. You know what I mean? But will we get it? We need a concise effort, just like y'all been saying. We need somebody. I don't need a black person in politics. I need someone with a black agenda. You know what I'm saying? That's the real shit. I don't need just because you look like me. All kinfolk ain't kinfolk, right? Like you don't have my best interest in mind. So beat it. You worse than you. That's worse than the person who doesn't look like me.
What do you think are black people's greatest asset to the country? Is it our so-called swag? Is our intellect? I mean, because what they say, everybody copies us.
Culture, our culture.
So how can we gatekeep that, capitalize that, where we're the only ones that are benefiting from the profits, or not the only ones, but the ones who are benefiting from the majority of the new dance that comes out? Everybody's doing it, created by some black kid, but the motherfucking owner, Time Warner, is getting all the money from it. So how can, because again, I don't know. I mean, I know we have black doctors, we have black people in the labor force, and this and that. But if I look at our culture and the way that it's just snatched and flipped at such a, like, anything that black motherfuckers create is gonna be, they gonna take it, they gonna remix it, and they gonna, yeah, man. So and we're not gonna see a cent from it. So I think our intellectual talents, and I don't even want to limit talents to arts. We do have black doctors and scientists, intelligent. The lady that was forefront of the COVID vaccine from Baltimore, black lady, you know what I mean? I went to school with there. So we're not just doing it in the entertainment field, but I'm just saying that how can we gatekeep what we bring to society so that Henrietta Lacks or whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's major. How come we're not getting them? Her family got some money, I believe, but how come we're not getting
I got some thoughts on that. I think we don't act disciplined as a unit. And so the more focused individuals who resort to prayer and meditation and staying out the club and really disciplining themselves. And I know it's a difficult task, but stop making excuses, right? And work collectively, build black wealth amongst each other and keep our mouths shut and not have to be running to every entity to let people know, like, I'm doing this. I got money, I'm balling. Like, work together and build from the ground up and really like guerrilla warfare this shit. But how do you do it? You got to find like a group of like 13, like the Patriot, like some, like the Patriots of the constitutional era. You know what I'm saying? Speakeasies and shit. I don't know because people run their mouth.
Because real quick, one thing I used to say, like I say 2050, everybody's going to be brown. You know what I mean? And I used to say it all the time, like, hey, we're going to be okay because everybody's going to be brown. And I'm including us in the brown. You know what I mean? But after this election, I'm not including us as much in the brown as I thought. Like, the brown is going to be doing something entirely different than what the black is doing. And I think that this is the first time that I'm starting to look at it like that because I always was pro. Hey, man, get them Puerto Rican broads in here. but,
Hey,
uh, but now it's like, man, there's a difference that we need to take note to.
Yes.
We need to take
Yes.
note that everybody's agenda and the cold-hearted white man. I was talking to the Asian guy talking about, yeah, well, motherfucker, he's keeping white people alive. I'm voting for him. I don't give a fuck if he's dumb as fuck.
Right.
So
Well,
yeah.
so I'll let me touch on that first, which is a lot of people who come here, immigrate here, whether they're Asian, whether they're Hispanic, or any fair-skinned person, a lot of these folks have white on their documentation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Right. So they come in from a place that they fled from, right, for opportunity. So they're willing to kind of kowtow to white supremacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're receiving some benefits from being white, right? So yes, that's important that we delineate ourselves because our story is different than everybody else's. So we need to stump on that using our culture, right? Back to the culture. How do we monetize that? How do we control that? Right? I believe platforms like NFTs, non-fungible tokens, right? You got blockchain, right? Where you're able to create a digital asset and then mint it on a blockchain. And it also have a smart contract that breaks down how this piece of content is going to be used, right? Uh, let's say, I got the new Jay Sands album and I want to create a NFT of the album, right? 10 songs, 13 songs, whatever it is. I attach the writers, you know what I'm saying? The beat makers. And every time, well, let's say, hey, I want to mint 1,000 copies of this album and I want to sell it for $20 a pop, right? So every time that particular NFT album goes to a digital wallet, you get paid automatically. The writers get paid automatically. The beat makers get paid automatically, right? And you have a piece of art, a real piece of art, right? That's the whole non-fungible part, right? Because it's not about how many people have it, it's how many people who want it, right? Which drives up the actual price. So the people who originally imagine being able to buy Bob Marley's first album on an NFT and he becomes who he became, right? You say, yo, I own his first album. How much do you think that's worth? You see what I mean? So instead of buying like a Basquiat painting, right? It's like 1 out of 100. Of course, that number one is going to be more than the 100, right? And how old it is. You see what I'm getting at with that? So
This is my thought. Can money be generated without the platforms, without the CBS, the NBC, the Fox, the
yes,
Sirius?
yes.
Without that exploitation, can the attention and the money be generated?
What we just. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now we know people getting it, bro. That's not affiliated with those entities. I think there's a lot of money floating around, and there's a lot of ways. A lot of people. I feel what you're saying, man. Like create a moment. Like we've created moments for people when they hear the music. Like people listening to like music we've made right now. And the thing is like, yo, you should make money. You should be able to monetize that without Big Brother being involved because it's money everywhere.
How do you get on like when I was in New York, Snoop Dogg was on Fortnite on Times Square on every billboard. How do you get there independently without Big Brother helping you do that?
bread. I mean, it all comes down to the dough, man. The moolah.
Okay, again, that's
Also, also grassroots movements, right? We're okay. So we just talked about politics, right? And how being active in your state and creating coalitions, right? Imagine being able to create a coalition of artists that work together to push each other's content in state, right? Having meetups where you're enlightening and giving kind of DIY insight and information on how people could reach their demo, right? We've watched Kamala Harris have endorsements from Beyonce, LeBron James, all these artists, right?
Taylor Swift.
And didn't win the popular vote, right? So things when it comes to legacy media versus social media, which will soon be a decentralized social media entity, right? Where your data lives on your device. It won't live on someone's database, or server on AWS. You know what I'm saying? It'll be native to your device. So back to what we are talking about as far as creating popularity. At the end of the day, if you're creating a piece of art, you don't have to sell millions of copies, hundreds of thousands of copies. You could sell 5,000. You know what I'm saying? You could sell 1,000 and make more than you would make with an entity like Universal. We all know what they do, right?
yeah, to an extent, but again, if I'm just being real.
I mean, what's the difference?
5,000. I've sold 5,000 units before. If you sell 5,000 units before, I'm not doing anything near close to what Qual Most are doing on Geffen. Like, there's no. I'm doing single A baseball. They're doing the World Series at Yankee Stadium. It's just it's just I'm doing 5,000 units to 500,000 units. Niggas are gonna go. That is like walking to California, the distance. Like
No,
the sun.
Fair point.
And I want to give a shout. I'm not saying it can't be done because I'm watching it be done right now by the cat out in the Bay, LaRussell. I love what he's doing independently. I believe he's probably the only person out there really, really, really independent. I believe like that, and he's doing that. What you're speaking of to a certain extent. I don't know if he's doing NFTs and all that stuff, but the grassroots building where. Man, this kid's close to 1 million followers, and people are paying attention, and he's still not fucking with the game. And like is Mariah Carey gonna do that, or is Beyonce gonna do that? Step away from the music industry and do NFT and blockchain and say fuck all that. That's all going to I'm just not sure.
Yeah, what we just watched, people what Donald Trump was doing. He was selling watches. He was selling Bible,
sneakers.
Right. He was doing NFTs of these items as well, right? Yeah. So, example, the QR code was created probably about 99, 2000. The actual QR code, right? When they first rolled out, people were like, "What the fuck I do with that?" You know what I'm saying? So the environment wasn't conducive for the use of it. Now you see them everywhere because the environment has changed, and they see, hey, that could be used like this, and this, right? I myself didn't know that I needed filters for my water until I found out that the water was filthy. You see what I mean? So the environment is going to change. Like selling 5,000, if you're able to sell 5,000 NFTs, fam, I guarantee you're going to get double, triple, quadruple the amount of money because every time your album changes hands, you make money in perpetuity.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So that's the difference between you selling digital copies off of iTunes or I mean, streaming is just ridiculous. I don't even I don't even talk about that. But anytime you're selling a physical copy hand to hand, that's different than being able to put out a digital asset, putting it out in the world and saying, hey, and then adding some incentives for people to actually have it change hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if I'm in your city, you know what I'm saying? You got the NFT, you get into the show for free, you get to link up with me. I'm gonna jog in the morning. You see what I mean? Like,
Okay,
add
yeah, I understand
incentives.
that. Okay, that's my question I was gonna ask is where is the NFT Walmart store at where you just go and it's just NFT shop?
Well, a quick Google search, you'll find there's a lot of NFT platforms that where you're able to mint things to the Ethereum blockchain. I myself, me and my guitarist, we actually have a platform called Grand Station, where we create a kind of a 1, 2, 3 step platform for people to mint their own NFTs and on a cheaper blockchain called Avalanche. So so holla at me, fellas. You know what I'm saying? I could put y'all in, kind of plug you into a space where you can kind of do your own due diligence on top of that. And then, any questions that y'all have for me, I'm you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
I'll pick up. You know
for
what I
me,
mean?
not knowing enough about it, right? You know, it's such a dope idea, man. It's such a dope concept. Just not knowing enough about it will keep you from wanting to, pursue it.
Facts.
Yeah. Hey, back on the election, man. I want to ask y'all basically because I live with two, right? So, did y'all see what the election did to Black women and mainly educated Black women who took
Yeah.
snow, who seen the white guy who wasn't qualified, passed them up in employment, and they got 30 degrees, and this motherfucker just can golf good.
Right.
He's manager, he's supervisor now. So, did you guys see that? That's probably one of the main reasons that I wanted to talk. Yo, did y'all see that slap that Black women took as a whole? And like me personally, I expect the worst from America every turn. I expect the worst from life. I tell my daughter, hit on the swivel. You got to fuck. You never know. Fuck. I expect the worst. So I didn't take it as hard, but I don't have to deal with the misogyny. Like again, it was a slap of racism, but they also got a slap of sex misogyny too. You know what I mean? So it was two slaps. It was one of them. Bitch.
Right.
Yeah. So they felt that one. And did y'all notice that?
I know the
Yeah.
Black in my life. Yeah, go ahead. My fault, bro.
No, go ahead, bro. I'm good.
I was gonna say I know the Black women in my life. My aunt, my mom. Well, obviously, rest in peace, my mom, but my wife. You know what I mean? Like everybody felt the impact and felt betrayed, specifically by us, right? Because I can't explain how 25% of Black men could vote for against their common interests. I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand women vote for against their common interests either. So, yeah, man, I know it definitely. I know a lot of Black women were hurt by this, and they should be. But most importantly, probably I would say be hurt by white females. Like, what are they doing? Like, those are the ones that I'm like, y'all serious? Y'all really choosing race over everything? Like, it's all about that. Like, okay.
Yeah,
So it should be an eye.
They're going to march. They're going to want to march soon.
So, a couple things. I feel like, just like Kamala was set up, I feel like Black women were led. They were kind of marched to a cliff. You know what I mean? You look at the Meg Thee Stallion energy, the Cardi B, the Beyonce, you got Oprah Winfrey, you got everybody kind of on legacy media pushing, yeah, she gonna win this. You get, if you looked at legacy media versus going on like platform like X, you would all believe that Kamala was going to kick Donald Trump's ass,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So I think legacy media did a really good job of molding the mind of Black women. The other thing is, when it comes to us, like Black men, we always get the beat down for whatever the reason. It don't matter what it is. And I think it sucks that you have 79%, which was the second largest demographic that voted for Kamala, be ignored, right? It's like, okay, you didn't get the 25%, but you got damn near 80. Why are y'all saying Black men when you got majority of them, us voting,
Right.
and you're thinking about you guys? So it reminds me of the fact that 80% of Black men, over 80% of Black men, are not married and don't have kids.
Yeah.
That's over 80%. But they don't. They want to pay attention to the other percentage, right? Because we want them. They tall, they got money, blah, 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 whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? They just more comfortable with that. It just reminds me of that type of energy. Like, come on, y'all. Over 80% of Black men marry a Black woman. You know what I'm saying? We got Black mothers, we got Black daughters, but y'all got that smoke for us, and you don't got no smoke for white women who got vaginas too?
Hey man,
I saw a lot of defending the Black man. I ain't gonna hold you. I saw a lot of hold on. So the election was over. Again, I didn't pay attention to none of that shit, dude. I went to 9:00. Woke up about 4, saw it. Oh, he won, went back to sleep. Fuck it.
kept it moving.
Fuck you mean. But at the next day, I saw a lot of hold on. Look at the numbers. The brothers did vote. It's them Latinos. That's what I saw. Like, it's them white women and Latinos. Motherfucker, them the ones. So I did see a lot of caping for Black men. And man, I think that's one thing that they got us on. Black men, I mean white men and white women are marching motherfucking like the motherfucking taps. You know what I mean? And we need to like Q-Tip got a lot of songs about Black man, Black woman together. We need to get the fuck together as far as Black men and women. All the next 4 years, as far as like tearing each other down. I mean, it's going to be perpetuated in the music and the culture and whatnot. It's going to be thrown at us. I mean, everybody knows it's a great tactic. I mean, divide and conquer. If you can divide a Black man, divide a Black woman, then it's easy win right there. So we know it's going to be thrown at us, but that's the shit we need to be working on. How to be there for the women, but also fuck that. The women got to be there for the men too.
That's right.
It has to be a circle. We can't be Superman can't fly, motherfucker. If Lois Lane don't pat him on the back and get a kick on the cheek, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
Yeah.
Let's have some accountability on both sides.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? I'm sick of that. And the selective outrage. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
Colonialism is a hell of a drug. That's why I'm saying get back to discipline, self-discipline, loving yourself, which means taking care of yourself, make smoothies, work out, walk, meditate, pray, make sure you give praises to the creator. Like, without doing any of these things, you're going to get what you get. And like, I'm not trying to preach, because you can tell yourself over and over, but until you actually do it, none of it matters. And like, you have some accountability, man, self-accountability. And it is a two-way street, bro. So yeah.
Kamala Harris a man, does she win?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. If she would have ran before Obama, if you switch places with Kamala and put her where Obama was, I think whoever was in that position at that time would have won. I think there's a lot of black people out here, and again, I be out here, you know what I'm saying, who felt betrayed by Obama. You know what I'm saying? They felt like we didn't get any tangibles from that. We didn't get anything. He couldn't even say black people, you know, it seemed. You know what I'm saying? Even when he said, like, you know, Trayvon Martin is like could be my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, people gave him smoke for that. So it's like, at the end of the day, black people feel like, yo, we're not going to vote for y'all at a 90% clip anymore. We need some tangibles. You know what I'm saying? I didn't read, the reason why I feel this way, I read Dr. Claude Anderson's book Powernomics, and I feel like that shit changed my life on how I see things in the politic world, you know, because, you know, we grow up like, yeah, let's go out and vote because, you know, the ancestors fought for it, versus, hey, yo, we hold a position on this land that we're entitled to have. We're not immigrants. You know what I'm saying? We had what they call something Genesis. Nonetheless, we've been here on this land for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? And again, well, ethnogenesis. We built this country. So shit, if we create an environment and we stump for people to even come here, then why shouldn't we be able to create coalitions to get something for us? You know what I mean? So, quid pro quo and nothing else moving forward. And let us continue to delineate and stump for us, and anybody who want to rock with us and create a coalition and sit down and say, hey, if we help y'all vote for this, will y'all help us here? Because let's do that. You know what I mean? Let's handle business first instead of just jumping out the window and saying, hey, here's my vote sticker. You know what I'm saying? And I did my civic duty. No, it's worth more than that.
One thing, I like I told you, there was a lot of kids at that Tyler show, and again, I walked in, the security guard was like, "Oh man, you're a great dad, man. Bring your kid here." That he looked at me. I'm like, "Nigga, I like Tyler too. What the fuck you talking about?" Right? But he was like, "Oh man, you're a great dad for bringing her here." So I'm seeing a lot of kids, man, and I'm you know, they're taking away with Department of Education and whatnot. So I'm seeing these kids. And I'm like, a lot of y'all motherfuckers going to jail. So I'm just watching the play like they're trying to make the kids dumber. And that lack of education is going to lead you into this prison system. That's the layup.
Where it's headed.
That's the 9 people down that side of the court. Somebody threw you the ball down the other side of the court, right under the rim. All you gotta do is lay it in. And that's what the fuck that just seems like. Like a lot of these kids are like pawns. I mean, again, like they're investing so much in this prison system, and I think one of the worst things that an investor would think is an empty prison. Who wants a fucking like? If you're an investor, who wants an empty prison? If I want a prison, I want that motherfucker full. So that's one thing I'm kind of like just when I look at kids in groups, I'm just like, man, they're gonna try to scoop them up. You know what I mean? And I'm just, that's just the feeling I've been having, man. Hey, check it out. Anybody got anything else on the election before I dip out of here?
Man. All I can say is may we continue to learn the lessons on how to operate in this political system. May we find out who really make decisions in our city, May we begin to run ourselves, right? Run for office, run for city council. If somebody is in there and they're not doing their job, or you feeling some type of way about it, you have the capability to run yourself. You know people, you know how to knock on doors, you know how to make cold calls, you know how to put a maybe get some friends together and say, hey, let's get some flyers up. You know what I mean? It don't take many votes in your city to win that particular position. You know what I mean? So we need more. There's a woman, her name is Teslin Figaro, and she has it's called Push the Line. And what she does is she teaches people how to run for office. You know what I mean? So go to pushtheline.com or look up Teslin Figaro. Beautiful sister inside and out, and hood as hell. You know what I'm saying? She be dropping crazy knowledge up on Instagram, and she's actually one of the campaign managers for Bernie Sanders. So hey man, get out here in these streets, man. Start talking to your neighbors. You know what I mean? Talk to your family. Yo, what's good in your family? What's bothering you out here? You know what I'm saying? Like, and is so and so just in there is this nonprofit just giving out book bags and shit and taking all the money? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Misappropriating funds and shit.
Right. Is that mayor just coming for just for photo ops? You know what I'm saying? You don't see him nowhere. Like, let's get these niggas up out of here, yo.
Yeah. I want to send a shout out because Kamala Harris lost, but some black women did win. So shout out to Summer Lee. She's in Western PA in Congress, I believe, and Angela also broke here in Maryland. She
right.
The Senate seat. So shout out to those black women. All black women did not lose on Tuesday. Some black women did come up. And with that being said, we are out of the third quarter, taking it home in the fourth. And we're just going to talk about the brother Buckshot. Buckshot BDI, man, was in a video. And actually today, I saw the leading up to the video. So I know the whole scoop now by watching the pre-video. Buckshot owns property. Boss owns property. And one of his empty units, squatters were in there. He got the motherfuckers up out of there. I've had thoughts about that, like, man, what would I do if I went on vacation, came back? I have to. So I've had those fucking thoughts about if motherfucker try to squat on my shit, motherfucker. Yeah, but anyway, you can't do it like that. You have to call the authorities. I don't even think they can do anything, honestly. I don't know, but anyway, the squatters were leaving, and it was just words going back and forth, and I guess the dude pulled out a gun and whatnot. Again, these are facts that I don't know correctly, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff today. But it resulted in Buckshot getting a lot of injuries, and you know they said he's all right, but I was just like, you know. I don't know, man. It was just a wake up call. Like shit is real out here, dude. Like, first of all, you better have that thing on you. Fuck you. Yeah. You better have something on you. In this climate, put it this way, it depends on your demeanor. Like today in Baltimore, or yesterday in Baltimore, there was a gentleman on 295. They have shootouts on the fucking Beltway here in Baltimore. Fuck you talking about. Fuck motherfuckers down the highway out here. Yeah. So anyway, a dude with a gun license, little road rage incident. The dude comes at him with a hammer. Dude gets out of his car with a hammer, and the other dude gets out of his car with a gun and shoots
with a real hammer.
but the motherfucker with the gun should have just kept on driving. That's because when you have that weapon on you, you have to think of de-escalation at all points. And like people are saying, no, it's not going to be self-defense. If you got a car with a hammer, you're supposed to put the foot on the gas and get the move. You're not supposed to get out the car with your pistol and kill somebody.
Right.
And you know, and if you didn't take a gun class, you wouldn't know that. A lot of people just think if somebody spits on me, or if they come in your house with a hammer, oh no, you can let them have it. But
Mhm.
out on the street, if you're licensed and you think that you can just shoot anybody in self-defense,
No,
not the case.
no,
You have to
can't do that.
de-escalate at every turn of the situation going down. You have to look like you're trying to de-escalate it. So if I pull to the light with somebody and they get out the car with a hammer, I gotta get the fuck out of it.
Mhm.
I can't try to attack a hammer with a pistol and think on self-defense.
Crazy.
Right.
True.
Yeah. So again, it's just sad what happened to Buckshot, and we pray for him, and hopefully he gets back on Twitter soon, and we can all leave him comments of love and respect, man. I remember I was in Cincinnati, UC, when that shit dropped, what, like 91, 92, before a lot of niggas dropped. Buckshot was like, fucking man,
Mhm.
and I just remember that era where
Mm.
you know, the backpack era, that was like the
That
start.
Rockets era, man.
That,
Yeah.
that was fuck rock. I mean, no disrespect, fuck Rockets, man. This was
Just
rock. This was not this, man. This was check it out. There's two people who I want to say are the starters of the backpacker M's. Three people, I want to say. Three people. I'll give you three people that were in 91, 92 on records, and guys like me could relate to. It was Zevlov X on Gasface.
Mhm.
It was Grat Lover on the Pete Rock and Soul Brother albums, and it was Buckshot. Those were like the original backpacker b-boy dudes that were before, and Q-Tip.
Temples, yeah.
Thank you, Jay. So those were like they were a little younger than they seemed like they was a little younger than De La, but you know what I mean, and all that stuff. And yeah, they were like the first wave of the backpackers, and Buckshot was one of those because Black Moon came out in the early night, like the first 2 years of the 90s.
Mhm.
So yeah, again, it's just I don't know, man.
Yeah, it hurts, man. These are legends, man. I remember hearing like, who got the props and hear Win Parade, hear remixes and being like, yo, they flipped that Bob James. And just, the influence they had, man. Boot camp was it's sad that this is the world we live in, like you said, man. We need a lot of therapy and it's real out here, man. And I pray for Buckshot. He deserved better and he deserves better. And
Yeah.
yo, I hope he comes back stronger than ever. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad that you shared the full story. I seen the clip of him on the ground leaking, you know what I mean, holding his eye or whatever.
Yeah.
And then in the comments, people was talking about he's a druggie, and I'm like, never
No.
heard that. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like that, no, not at all. So I'm glad that he's okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, his influence is definitely heavy for me. You know what I mean? Like, I think 91 was where I was really like able to be out in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go to the record store.
Yes, sir.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Roman.
I was able to go outside without my older brother, you know what I'm saying? Like,